Ladies and gentlemen, we've got book mail. Indeed, it's true. I've just received the February 2023 Nightworms package. For those of you who don't know, that means you haven't been watching my channel for a while, so welcome. But for those of you who don't know, Nightworms is a horror book subscription service that every month delivers one of these wonderful little care packages containing at least 2 horror books, along with a little goodie bag of assorted other things. And I like to open them up here on this channel. As you can see, it's still sealed, so I have no idea what's inside. You will find out at the same moment I find out. While I open this up, let me just remind you, I will be putting links to whatever books are included down in the What's It, so if you're interested in checking them out for yourself, you can find that information down there, along with information about all of my other various projects and things, interesting things that you might want to know about. And of course, if you're interested in subscribing to Nightworms for yourself, if you really like what you see here, that link is down there as well. So do check it out. You won't be disappointed. And now the package is open. I can see there's at least a hardcover and a paperback. I still don't know exactly what's what, but let's dig right in and find out what I've got for this month. First up is a hardcover, and a fairly thick one, and that is How to Sell a Haunted House by Grady Hendrix. I think a lot of us are really excited to dig into this one, so I'm thrilled to have gotten this copy in the Nightworms package. If I hadn't gotten it from Nightworms, I would have had to buy a copy somewhere else. Now, I've read several of Grady Hendrix's books, and they're always good, and some of them are great. When I first encountered his work, and they had these sort of quirky, sort of self-aware titles, I wasn't sure if it was going to be for me. I tend to look for more serious horror most of the time. But despite the quirky titles, and the books have certain quirky elements for sure, but Grady Hendrix turns out to actually be a really great horror writer, never mind the quirky elements. He builds tension very well, builds a lot of suspense. His books are generally really, really good, and of course I've been looking forward to his take on the haunted house novel. In fact, I mentioned this book as one of my most anticipated horror books of the year, coming out relatively early in the year, and as I said, I can't wait to dive into it. Let me go ahead and read the description on the flap for you, in case you don't know what this book is all about. It says, New York Times best-selling author Grady Hendrix takes on the haunted house in a thrilling new novel that explores the way your past and your family can haunt you like nothing else. When Louise finds out that her parents have died, she dreads going home. She doesn't want to leave her daughter with her ex and fly to Charleston. She doesn't want to deal with her family home, stuffed to the rafters with the remnants of her father's academic career and her mother's lifelong obsession with puppets and dolls. She doesn't want to learn how to live without the 2 people who knew and loved her best in the world. Let me pause there, because academic papers combined with puppets and dolls, never mind whatever else, whatever other sorts of entities may be haunting this house, that already sounds like a pretty creepy place to live, and I'm all for it. But carrying on with the description, it says, most of all, she doesn't want to deal with her brother, Mark, who never left their hometown, gets fired from one job after another, and resents her success. I think we all know a couple of Marks. Anyway, unfortunately, she'll need his help to get the house ready for sale, because it'll take more than some new paint on the walls and clearing out a lifetime of memories to get this place on the market. But some houses don't want to be sold, and Louise and Mark's home has other plans for both of them. Like his novels, The Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires and The Final Girl Support Group, How to Sell a Haunted House is classic Hendrix, equal parts heartfelt and terrifying. It's a gripping new read from the horror master, according to USA Today. So, I love a good haunted house story. Grady Hendrix books seem to always be good to great. This is going to be a good one. I'm thrilled to have gotten a copy, and I can't wait to dig into how to sell a haunted house. And by the way, if you happen to be interested in selling a haunted house, give me a call. We might be able to work out some sort of a business arrangement. Just saying. But that's not all. We have another book in the package, and that is Tell Me I'm Worthless by Alison Rumfitt. I have heard of this one, but I know pretty much nothing about it. It's just one of those that I've seen the cover and I've heard the title come up in conversation over the last couple weeks or months. It's an author with whom I'm not familiar. I've never read Alison Rumfitt before, but let's go ahead and read the description and see what we're in for with this book. The description on the back says, 3 years ago, Alice spent one night in an abandoned house with her friends Ela and Hannah. Since then, Alice has lived a haunted existence, selling videos of herself for money, going to parties she hates, drinking herself to sleep. Memories of that night torment Alice, but when Ela asks her to return to the house, she knows she must go. Together they must face the horrors that happened there, must pull themselves apart from the inside out, put their differences aside, and try to rescue Hannah, whom the house has chosen to make its own. Cunning, disruptive, and darkly funny, Tell Me I'm Worthless is a vital work of trans fiction that examines the devastating effects of trauma and how fascism makes us destroy ourselves and each other. So, I'll be honest, I'm not sure if this one would have caught my attention if I was just browsing the bookstore on my own, but I've never really been disappointed with the offerings Nightworm sends me, so I'm keen to give it a try. So I'm looking forward to both of these. If I'm honest, I'm going to dig into the Grady Hendrix first because it's an author I know and it's a book that I've been really excited about, but I'm keen to try out this one as well. But we're still not done. We are done with the books, but Nightworms always sends a little goodie bag, and that is this with the little Nightworms sticker on it. We'll go quickly through this stuff because I think the books are what most people are really interested in finding out about, but there's always something good in here as well, so it's worth checking out. First up, the tallest item is the inevitable bookmark. This one says, Nightworms Keep Out, February 2023. So Keep Out is their theme for the books this month. I quite like the little bookmarks they always send me. I have a little stack of them now, and normally, I've said in the past that as much as I like bookmarks, I tend to use just odd bits of paper. They've sent me enough bookmarks now that I've actually started using them because I have enough of them on hand. So nice to get the bookmark. We also have, let's see, another large-ish item. This, it looks like a sort of one of those Valentines that children used to send each other. This one says, Pumpkin says, be mine, with a bloody hammer. And on the back it says, Violets are blue, roses are red, don't go to sleep because I'm under your bed. I quite like that. And it has an advertisement for how to sell a haunted house on the back. So a fun little thing. And next we have, here's the little list of all of the things that are included in this month's package, along with an advertisement on the back for a book called The Warrior Retreat by John Lynch, which I don't know anything about, but sounds like quite an interesting book, so I'll be looking that one up. Next is a thick item. Usually there's some sort of beverage. This one is from Riddle's Book and Tea Company. It's called TBR Brew. TBR stands for To Be Read, so a bibliophile's brew. It says, bold, sweet, and spicy flavors to help you conquer the epic mountain of TBRs before you. Isn't that the truth? But, some nice tea. I always enjoy the caffeinated offerings that they give me every month. And next we have a sticker that says Haunted Reader with a picture of a little haunted house and some ghosts peeking out of the windows and some bats flying up above. I quite like that. And we're still not done. They've given us quite a bit this month. This next one is Ah, an autographed book plate. I recognize that as Grady Hendrix's autograph. And it says, "Obey the Puppet Worm," which I quite like. That's a fun little book plate. So that will go in How to Sell a Haunted House. And we're still not done. The next item is, in fact, another autographed book plate. I do not recognize this autograph, but there's only 2 books in here, so I'm quite certain that it belongs to Alison Rumfit and Tell Me I'm Worthless, so I'll put that with that book. And that's one of the things that I really like about Nightworms. I collect autographed books, so the fact that they always include some book plates is a nice added touch for the collector. And then we have, yes, finally the last item, and this is a magnet, like a fridge magnet, that says, "I'd rather be reading a horror book right now." And in fact, as much as I enjoy making these videos for y'all, well, I'd rather be reading a horror book right now. So let me just say, another nice offering with 2 books and signed book plates from the Nightworms people for this February 2023 offering. And since I would, in fact, rather be reading a horror book right now, I'm going to sign off and go do so. So I'll do that. You will, of course, like this video, subscribe, and do all of those YouTube-y things, leave me a comment, etc., etc. And until next time, as always, take care and stay scared.